All right, my friends, in this video today, I've got a very exciting conversation that I'm about to go through with Nick, who is the owner and founder of Hill Zero Gear. Now, I found Hill Zero Gear about a year ago and learned about some really cool tents that Nick has designed and is creating. And he actually lives in China. So this is a exciting interview for me because we're like 15 hours of difference in our time right now. And Nick has a friend with him. Her name is Karen, who is working to help translate. But yeah, Nick and Karen, like, thank you so much for being here today.
Our great pleasure.
Cool. So in this episode, in this like conversation, I want to learn about Hill Zero because you're a fairly new tent maker on the market. And I think that's cool because the tent industry and everything is busy. There's a lot of tents to choose from. But I think you're doing some cool things that are different. So I just want to learn, like, what is the Hill Zero story? Like, who are you, and like, what is Hill Zero?
黑利 Zero 是我一个人
Here Zero was established about 2 years before because I'm very interested in outdoor gear. So I started to design the products by myself, and I was mainly responsible for designing and taking pictures of those pictures of those products. And there are several sewing workers helped me to make the products. Yeah, here Zero is a very new brand, as you said just now. So what I want to do is to design special products for those really like outdoor gears.
Were you working in tent design before starting Hill Zero, or where did your like education or the learning of tent design come from?
有一个部分，第一，我之前
Actually, I am a tent designer before I own Hero Zero. So I am very experienced in designing
应该有
tents and outdoor gear. So all those products comes from my own experience and my own
我也想要我喜欢的东西，
my truly love to those products.
大概
What's interesting to me is, like, I kind of said this earlier, the tent market is pretty crowded. There's a lot of tents out there, and how do you approach your tent design without reinventing the wheel or being too like weird with the designs, but something that is easy to market or easy to sell that people want? Like, what's your motivation, or how do you approach that?
我是不自信的，因为很多产品其实
Actually, I am not confident and I'm not sure about some products. I just rely on my own feeling
客
to
户应该
think
会
that
喜欢，
users will like them.
仅此而已，仅此而已。
And then I don't care whether the market
可
is
能就
crowded
没有
or
市场。
not. I only
第二个
care about I
就是
really like
我的
this
产品，其
industry.
实
Do
我
my
不
best
是很
and
专
do
业，
and
所
make
以
the products I want to make.
That's awesome. I mean, I I I think it's so important to, like, if you have a passion for something, that carries through to the design, and then it makes it easier to, like, I don't know, not feel so like concerned about competition or like all of those outside influences. Like, I want to make a cool product, and that's what I'm going to do, and it'll speak for itself. Is that kind of the thinking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah，是的，没错，Yes，Yeah，Yeah。
Yes, that's right.
Still within the same idea, but in China specifically, or just in many of the Asian countries, like, I know that a lot of tents are what at least we would call here in the US as like white label products. How do
嗯。
you how do you like differentiate yourself, that world of a lot of white label, just very basic products that are coming from Asian factories and such, versus you're manufacturing like in your own studio, right?
在中国其实有很多，确确实实有很多。
It is true that there are many white label products in China. In fact, I personally hate the behavior of copying and replicating studio products. I think China needs some outstanding designers. Brands like TFAs have many outstanding designs that I have always liked. I don't want China to always make white label and not and the low quality products. So that's why I insist to design and manufacture products and gears by myself. Although these low priced products can attract many customers and maybe they can sell goods, they can earn many money, but they cannot leave a good impression of customers. So I don't have the energy to make cheap and unfeatured products. So I will keep in designer and manufacture more better products for those customers who really like outdoors. And besides, in fact, many outdoor backpacks in China are exposed to more and more things, such as many high-end American brands, such as MSR, Nemer, and so on. They are becoming more and more popular in Chinese market because they have good products and good designs. So they attract many more and more Chinese users. So my own tanks are also sold in China, but the volume is still very small. But I'm very confident if I can keep doing good gears, there will be more and more popular in for those in China market and as well as around the world.
That's awesome. I have a lot of respect for your approach to all of that, because I mean, I have several of the products, like the Mattis, the Scout tents, and just from using them myself, like there is a clear like quality difference between a lot of the white label products versus what you're doing. That little details little details make a big difference, and I appreciate that approach, and not compromising, and being like professional about it. Like it means a lot to me, like as a consumer as well.
Thanks for your question.
其实需要一个土壤环境，就是
I think I would be more attractive for me to try different tents designs. To be honest, some of the products I have designed so far have not satisfied me very much. I will spend more time thinking about myself and thinking about market and providing customers with more and better equipment in the future. So that's what I want to do. Maybe in the coming 3 years or 5 years, I will. I just want to say those products I will keep to provide more and more better products for those real lovers for outdoors. I want to make more and better products based on my current experience and the environment. I now have factories and workers who can help me improve my products because I just can design the products, but I want to make the real products and the gear for users. I need more experienced and workers for me to come it out.
What tent design is your like your favorite? The freestanding, like the Scout series, or more like trekking pole tents that are ultralight and have more unique shape and geometry to them?
For now, I think the spherical tents is the
M
most satisfactory products which I designed so far
yeah.
Hmm.
because it's really cost a lot of time and a lot of energy to design them and produce it.
What are some new designs or ideas that you have for future tents or updating the current designs?
Backpacking tents are what I want to make in the future, and I have many ideas for the Mate's tent. Many customers have mentioned this tent before because they used this tent. I may make more some upgrades for this tent in the future, but I still don't have any specific ideas for this tent. Just stay tuned and looking forward it. I will, yes, I will release it when once I make upgrade. I also don't want users to think that my tent is very similar to some other brands like Target. So I hope to make products that is completely in my own desire
Hmm.
and in my own style. That's that's what I want to do in future. So my I will maybe I will focus on ultra tents in the future.
Yeah, I mean the Mattis tent is amazing. I think there's some really cool things that you could do with that. Maybe from a fabric standpoint, which I kind of want to get into next. But there's a lot of people that I think they have a misunderstanding of like how good nylon is as a tent fabric, but they look at it as like it's not as good as like polyester or Dyneema, and so I don't want to use that tent because it's nylon, it's going to stretch and that kind of thing. Like why are you using nylon and what types of nylon for the tents, and why are you not using polyester or Dyneema?
低伦面料它是合成的，尼龙面料
Polyester fabric is synthetic, while nylon fabric is made from petroleum. Nylon fabric is more better, but it also has very obvious advantages and disadvantages. Nylon's stretchability is biggest the disadvantage, so it requires more professional to make it well.
嗯
Many Chinese OEM companies find it difficult to handle nylon materials because it really requires higher professionalism. Polyester has poor tear resistance and no stretchability. As for crude benzene,
是的，
yeah. As for close benzene materials, I don't think I'm ready to get involved before I make backpack tents. So, in terms of material selection, I think linen is more challenging for designers, and the nylon will perform better in hot environments.
The fabric side of things is really interesting to me, and I personally love learning about it and trying to understand the best use for each fabric and why, and not settling on this is the best fabric and every tent or product should be made out of that. I think there's uses for each style, and so it's nice to see that it's not just, well, everything should be Dyneema or everything should be nylon or polyester.
The experience of using polyester and nylon is very different for beginners. Nylon is for always considered considered to be thin, light, low quality, and not durable. And the performance of a nylon is different during the day and at night. However,
Hmm.
the performance of polyester is more stable. So many beginners mistakenly believe that polyester is better. And in addition, I think the quality of a tent should not be determined by the fabric, but the experience is more important. Only a small number of enthusiasts prefer fabrics such as nylon and cotton.
Yeah, very, very interesting. The last question that I want to ask is just what is the camping and backpacking scene like in China that might be different from what my audience here in the U.S.
Mhm,
Just in the Americas would
mhm.
experience? Like how is it different?
从我个人的角度来说，其实有一部分的
From my personal perspective, camping is more about traveling in a warm and comfortable environment, which may include families. These groups include individual backpackers. However, backpacking camping is more for young people in China, I think, who pursue ultralight equipment. Therefore, when choosing the weight of the tent or the gear, backpackers will consider the weight. So in China, there is a big difference between those two as well. And there is even no resonance. They do not belong to the same user group. So the gear is also different. I think camping group can include backpackers, but backpackers cannot cover the camping group.
It's fun to bring the different cultures and perspectives together and just see how we all enjoy the outdoors in our own way, but it's still this like common like enjoyment and passion that we have.
It may also have something to do with the geographical environment.
Mm.
In Asia, South Korea and Japan have very small territories, so they can only choose commercial campsites for camping. Unlike Europe and the United States, where the land is very vast and rich in
Hmm.
resources, people can choose more ways to dresses to go camping. In China, there were so many places with beautiful scenery, and people have more choices for camping. But in China, there are still only a few groups who are exposed to backpacking camping, especially in developed cities. The styles are very similar to those in Japan and South Korea. However, China itself has better conditions, and there will be more and more backpacking camping groups in the future, I think.
Well, very good. I just want to say thank you for sharing your experience of Hill Zero, what you're doing, Nick. It's very nice of you to spend some time with me, Karen, you as well. Where can people find Hill Zero's products? Where's the best place to learn about them, to buy and that kind of thing?
Because I have not that a lot of energy to expand my sales channels like Amazon or something or some other platform. So I think now customers can only buy his Zero Gear from my official website, herozerogear.com, from this website. Yeah,
Mhm.
I hope I can expand more channels to sell Hero Zero Gear to let more customers can buy it.
And everyone should follow on Instagram, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks again, Nick, for your time. Thank you, Karen, for helping out with translating. It means a lot, and I hope everybody watching like checks out Hill Zero. You've seen me talk about the Scout tent, the Mattis tent, and I've got a couple other models that I'm testing and using through the winter. But really, thank you for creating an amazing product. Thanks for like your detail to like creating something that performs well. It just, as a user, like I really appreciate it, and just want to thank you for your time.
Thanks for your support. Thanks. It's of a great pleasure to talk to you today. Thank you. Thank you.